Hello students, let us continue this session with the equivalent mass of Lewis acids. What's meant by Lewis acid? Lewis acid is nothing but substance that accepts an electron pair to form a coordinate covalent bond. Substance which accepts an electron pair to form a coordinate covalent bond. Suppose you consider a reaction ammonia with the boron trifluoride. In boron trifluoride, the element boron is with one vacant orbital. After forming 3 bonds with fluorine, it has one vacant orbital. So it is with the incomplete octet. It is with the sextet of electrons, 6 electrons. Incomplete octet. So to get octet set of configuration, it needs 2 more electrons, because after forming 3 bonds, it has got 6 electrons totally, 2 electrons from each bond. So totally boron has got 6 electrons. To get octet set of configuration, it needs 2 more. Those 2 electrons will be gained by accepting from nitrogen. Right? Now what will happen? Nitrogen, which possesses a lone pair of electron, donates that electron pair to the vacant orbital of boron. From ammonia, nitrogen donates the lone pair of electron to the vacant orbital of boron, and thus a coordinate covalent bond will be formed. Usually in a normal covalent bond, the shared electron pair will be formed by equal contribution of both the atoms. Suppose if nitrogen and boron want to form a normal covalent bond, both atoms must contribute 1 electron each. But here the shared electron pair is being contributed by one of the bonded atoms, means with the coordination of this one of the bonded atom, as a covalent bond is being formed, this type of bond is called as coordinate covalent bond. Now what's happening? Nitrogen is contributing the lone pair of electrons to get shared between nitrogen and boron. Thus a new bond will be formed between nitrogen and boron. Right? Have you noticed this one? So this is a covalent bond. This is also a covalent bond. What's the difference? This covalent bond between nitrogen and hydrogen is formed by equal contribution of both the atoms. Means here hydrogen is contributing 1 electron, nitrogen also contributing 1. But in this particular bond formation, the electron pair to be shared is being contributed by only one of the bonded atoms. With this coordination, as a covalent bond is being generated, this type of covalent bond is called as coordinate covalent bond. So this is a coordinate covalent bond. As the direction of flow of electrons is from nitrogen to boron, to specify that we need to show an arrow here, directing from donor to acceptor. A coordinate covalent bond is shown with an arrow directing from donor to acceptor. Have you noticed? So in this species, nitrogen is electron pair donor. It's not electron donor. You got the thing? It is not electron donor, it is electron pair donor. And boron is said to be electron pair acceptor. According to Lewis theory of acids and bases, electron pair acceptor is said to be Lewis acid. So this total species can be called as Lewis acid. And according to Lewis theory of acids and bases, electron pair donor is said to be Lewis base. Electron pair donor is said to be what? Lewis base. Have you noticed this one? Here ammonia is NH3, where nitrogen is possessing 1 lone pair of electrons. Boron BF3, here boron formed 3 bonds with 3 fluorines. You know, each bond has 2 electrons. Thus, from the 3 bonds formed here, boron has got totally 6 electrons. Means it is not getting octet set of electrons, right? To get octet set of electrons, 2 electrons were less. It has a deficiency of 2 electrons. Along with that, it has a vacant orbital also. You are going to study about this in detail in the chapter chemical bonding, don't worry. Here boron has 6 electrons, means it is with incomplete octet. It also has a vacant orbital into which it can accept electron pair. Thus what happens? Electron rich nitrogen donates the lone pair of electrons to the vacant orbital of boron, and thus a coordinate covalent bond is formed. Means this electron pair is equally shared between N and B. Thus a covalent bond is formed. But the shared pair is contributed by only one of the bonded atoms. That's why this type of covalent bond is called as coordinate covalent bond. In this coordinate covalent bond formation, you might have noticed one atom is donating lone pair, other atom is accepting lone pair. Is that clear? Such electron pair donor is said to be Lewis base, electron pair acceptor is said to be Lewis acid. Now, when it comes to the concept of valency factor, in the previous classes we discussed this, right? Here, for these types of acids and bases, valency factor is nothing but number of electron pairs given out or accepted. If it is a Lewis base, valency factor is nothing but number of electron pairs donated. If it is a Lewis acid, valency factor is nothing but number of electron pairs that were accepted. Number of electron pairs that were accepted. Understood? Now, for ammonia which is a Lewis base, what is valency factor? How many electron pairs it has donated? One pair. So, valency factor is 1 here. In case of BF3, how many electron pairs it has accepted? This has donated one electron pair, this has accepted one electron pair. So here and there, valency factor is 1 and 1. Now, when it is a question of calculation of equivalent mass of Lewis acid or Lewis base, for example, Lewis acid, BF3, if it is a question like calculate equivalent mass of BF3, that's it, like this they ask. As it is a Lewis acid, as boron trifluoride is a Lewis acid, equivalent mass of Lewis acid is molar mass of Lewis acid by its valency factor. What is valency factor of Lewis acid? Number of electron pairs accepted. How many electron pairs were accepted here in case of boron trifluoride? Let it be M, suppose, by it is accepting one electron pair, just now we noticed, by 1. Understood? So like this, among acids also there may be different cases. How? Direct formula is equivalent mass of acid equals to molecular mass by basicity. Basicity means number of replaceable hydrogens. Suppose H3PO4 is there, phosphoric acid. Its number of replaceable hydrogens are 3. If it is a question about H3PO4, directly molecular mass by 3 we can write. Understood? Yesterday we discussed that case. When H3PO4 is reacting with only 1 mole of NaOH to give NaH2PO4 plus H2O. In this case, even though it's a total basicity, means total replaceable hydrogens are 3, but out of them, how many were used up actually? Out of 3, only 1 H is replaced. So here valency factor, instead of 3, its valency factor is now 1. Understood? So in such a case, equivalent mass of the same H3PO4 is molecular mass by 1. Yes? So such cases, and even today we discussed about the Lewis acid. How many electron pairs it can accept? That value we have to consider in the denominator. Right? Let us take one more case for Lewis acids. Suppose you take FeCN6 power -4 anion, ferrocyanide anion. It is ferrocyanide anion. Right? Here actually in this particular species, the central atom is Fe+2. Fe+2 is the central atom. So we are going to learn all these cases, don't worry. Now this Fe+2 is surrounded by cyanide anions. How many cyanide anions are surrounding Fe+2? 6 cyanide anions are surrounding Fe+2. So here what happens, each cyanide ion is electron rich. Have you noticed? Anion, no, electron rich it is. So they can donate electron pair. They can donate electron pair. Each cyanide ion acts as electron pair donor. What is electron pair donor? Just now we discussed according to Lewis theory of acids and bases. What is electron pair donor called as? Lewis base, exactly. So each cyanide ion acts as a Lewis base, means they donate electron pair. Who has to accept that electron pair? Fe+2. So like this Fe+2 accepts totally 6 electron pairs. So what is the valency factor of Fe+2 in FeCN6 power -4? What is the valency factor of Fe+2? How many electron pairs it had accepted? 6. So valency factor is 6. Usually this valency factor is also called as N factor. Right? This is also another example for Lewis acids. Now let us continue this session with the equivalent mass of bases. Now our topic is equivalent mass of a base. What's meant by a base? Which can generate a hydroxide ion. Yes, base is the one which contains a hydroxyl group. A base is the one which contains hydroxyl group and which can generate OH- ion, hydroxide ion in aqueous solution according to Arrhenius theory of acids and bases. What's meant by a base? I'm repeating. Base is the one that contains hydroxyl group. Base is the one that contains hydroxyl group and can generate hydroxide ion in aqueous solutions. This definition is according to Arrhenius theory of acids and bases. This is according to Arrhenius theory of acids and bases. Base is a substance that contains hydroxyl group, OH group, and can generate hydroxide ion, OH- ion, in aqueous solutions. That's the condition, of course. Now, equivalent mass of a base can be calculated as molecular mass of base. Equivalent mass of a base can be calculated as molecular mass of base over valency factor of base. What is valency factor of base? What's meant by a base? Which can generate OH- ions. One base may generate one OH- ion, another may generate two OH- ions, another may generate 3. This count itself is called as valency factor. Is that clear? Suppose sodium hydroxide is there, NaOH. How many OH- ion it can generate? 1. Calcium hydroxide, CaOH taken twice. How many OH- ions it can generate? 2. Aluminium hydroxide, AlOH thrice. So that itself is called as valency factor. So molecular mass of base over what's meant by valency factor of a base? Number of OH- ions generated by a base. Number of OH- ions generated by a base. So this is about a normal base. Now let's come to Lewis base. Of course, just now we discussed about Lewis base. What's meant by Lewis base? Can you? It is an electron pair donor. What's meant by Lewis base? Electron pair donor. In the previous example we discussed with ammonia and boron trifluoride. Ammonia is donating electron pair, boron trifluoride is accepting electron pair. You remember that? Such ammonia, such compounds which can donate electron pairs are called as Lewis bases. So Lewis base is electron pair donor to form a dative bond. Of course, that condition is compulsory. What's meant by Lewis base? Electron pair donor to form a dative bond or a coordinate covalent bond. Now, equivalent mass of a Lewis base. Equivalent mass of a Lewis base. How to calculate? The same way. Molecular mass of Lewis base by valency factor of Lewis base. Here valency factor of normal base, here valency factor of Lewis base. What is valency factor of normal base? Number of OH minus ions it can generate. What is valency factor of Lewis base? What's the job of a Lewis base? Electron pair donation, right? How many electron pairs it can donate? That itself is the valency factor. The number of electron pairs it can donate itself is its valency factor. So, this can be given as molecular mass of Lewis base by number of electron pairs donated by Lewis base. Number of electron pairs donated by Lewis base. So there are two types of bases. One is a normal base and other one is a Lewis base. These two are the formulae to calculate their equivalent mass. Is that clear? See, if you want any doubts, you can raise it in the questionnaire. Okay. Now, if you have any doubts, you can raise it in the questionnaire if you want to ask. Now, suppose base, it is NaOH for example. What's the valency factor? This valency factor of a base is called as acidity. Valency factor of an acid we called yesterday it as basicity. Now, for a base, valency factor is called as acidity. Oh, what is acidity? What is acidity of NaOH? How many replaceable OH groups? 1. What is molecular mass of NaOH? It is 23 for sodium, 16 for oxygen, 1 for hydrogen. These atomic mass values are almost unique. That means they are standard values only. There won't be any change in their atomic mass values because we are following isotopic mass, right? Every book, every reference book, they give the same values. You need not worry. 23 plus 16 plus 1. How much it is? 40. How do you calculate equivalent mass? Equivalent mass is nothing but molecular mass or molar mass by its valency factor. Right? What is valency factor? 1. So 40 by 1. 40. Is that clear? Let's come to another base. Let's come to another base. Suppose MgOH taken twice. Now it can generate how many OH minus ions? Totally 2. So its valency factor is 2. What's the molar mass of this base? Magnesium is 24. This is 16 plus 1, 17, 2 is 34. 24 plus 34, how much it is? 24 plus 34. Magnesium 24 and this is 17 to 34. So I think it is 58. So equivalent mass is 58 by 2. Right? 29. Next, if it is aluminum hydroxide, AlOH taken thrice. 1 mole of AlOH thrice can generate totally how many AlOH minus ions? 3 OH minus ions. Totally it can generate. So valency factor is 3. Find the molar mass. Aluminum is 27 plus this is 16 plus 1, 17, 3 is 51. Yes. So what is the sum? It is 78. And equivalent mass is 78 by valency factor, like that. Okay. Next, if it is a question like equivalent mass of ammonia, which is a Lewis base, there is no OH minus in this base, right? Even though it contains hydrogen, see, these hydrogens are not replaceable hydrogens actually, right? Have you noticed that they are not replaceable hydrogens? Which hydrogens are called as replaceable hydrogens? Yesterday or day before yesterday class we discussed hydrogens which are connected via oxygen or halogens, more electronegative atoms, right? Only those hydrogens are called as replaceable hydrogens. Don't forget such relations. Now, equivalent mass of ammonia, which is a Lewis base. What's the valency factor of Lewis base? Number of electron pairs it can donate. It can donate 1 electron pair. It can donate 1 electron pair. So, valency factor is 1. Its molar mass is 17. So, equivalent mass is 17 by 1. Is that clear? Next.